This story comes to us from abcnews.go.com. And I really am not sure how to enter this conversation, so to speak, but I'm going to bring something up at the risk of being criticized. But how many people watching have an opinion or of sorts on maybe the statement that action video games about stealing cars and, I don't want to name a specific game. I'm not going to name a specific game maker. But you know what game I'm talking about, where you steal cars and you jump in the car and you take off driving and you crash it, you jump out, you run over to another car. You know what I mean? Are games like this affecting our teens to the point where teenagers are confusing reality and video games? They're meshing them together. So basically, life is imitating art with these teenagers. I don't know how else to say it. I've thought about how to word this. Well, what I'm talking about is two teenagers who face murder charges in an alleged intentional hit and run that killed a retired police officer who was biking in Las Vegas. The victim's family is reeling from the cold and callous way that he died. Now, Andreas Andy Probst, 64, former police chief for Bell, California, died after a vehicle slammed into him while he was riding in a designated bike lane last month, authorities said. Now, Clark County Sheriff Kevin McMahill called it a senseless murder, with the two suspects accused of intentionally striking Probst and then leaving him for dead. The Probst family said in a statement to ABC News, "We are beside ourselves with the tragic loss of my husband and our children's father. There are no words in this world that can express how truly devastated and heartbroken we are. Andy was one of a kind man, and for two individuals to take his life in such a cold and callous way is sick. We are praying that justice is served." Andy Probst served in law enforcement for more than 35 years, his daughter said, calling him a man of honor and integrity who was a Little League dad and an honorary member of the Girl Scouts. The two teens, Jesus Ayala, who's 18, and Zamir Keys, who's 16, are accused of committing a series of crimes on the morning of August 14th this year. 4 car thefts, 3 hit and runs, including one that killed Probst. Both have been charged with murder with the use of a deadly weapon, battery with the use of a deadly weapon, and attempted murder with the use of a deadly weapon. Ayala, who is accused of driving a stolen Hyundai Elantra during Probst's alleged hit and run, is also charged with leaving the scene of a crash and possession of a stolen vehicle, among other charges. According to the police, Zamir Keys, who was driving during the first hit and run, they say there's more than one, while a passenger recorded footage of the vehicle striking Probst. Both are being tried as adults. Good. Put them away for the rest of their natural lives. I hope they never see the outside of prison walls again. The two teens appeared in court and continue to be held without bail. Ayala's preliminary hearing has been scheduled for October 10th. That's coming up next Tuesday, while Keys was set for November 8th. Ayala has a public defender who declined to comment. Good, because we don't want to hear it anyway. The latest court appearances came as the Las Vegas Metro Police Department this week released the 911 calls made in connection with the alleged crime spree. The suspects, listen to this, are accused of initially hitting a 72-year-old bicyclist. The man called 911 around 5:27 a.m. to report that a car just ran me over on my bicycle and took off. He ran over me on purpose. He got behind me. I was watching in my rear view on my bicycle, and I'm going, oh, boop, and I got as far to the right up against the curb as I could. I was hoping that maybe the police can make a connection because he could have killed me, said the man, according to the police, who suffered non-life-threatening injuries, was treated. Then the suspects, these two little brats, are accused of intentionally striking a Toyota Corolla whose driver suffered non-threatening injuries before fleeing and hitting Andy Probst. The first call reporting the crash with Probst came in around 6:03 a.m. when a woman reported a man was hit by a car outside her apartment. She said, "I think the man is dead." Then, listen to this. 2 minutes later, approximately, Andy Probst's Apple Watch called 911 to report that the owner had taken a hard fall and is not responding to the watch. And it reported the address. His watch called 911 and said, taken a hard fall, not responding to the watch. Here's where it's at, GPS. These things are nice. I'm telling you, they come in real handy. Then more calls followed. Among them, around 6:13, a person called 911 to report a vehicle speeding down the road only on 3 wheels that nearly crashed at an intersection. 3 wheels. 1 wheel fell off already. And then, of course, at 6:17 a.m., a driver bringing his child to school reported the vehicle abandoned, still running. The windshield looks like they hit someone, they said. And then, of course, the 2 teenagers are arrested. I hope these 2 little crumb snatchers get put away for the rest of their natural lives. The parents can't raise them correctly. We'll see if the penitentiary can, right? Because we're done with this. We're tired of it. Enough. Raise your kids. But again, to close when I opened, does anyone have an opinion on the fact that maybe some of these kids are playing these video games where they're, doing this stuff, and then life is imitating art? They're going out and, hey, let's go try it in real life. This is going to be cool. Look at the guy who did a YouTube video playing. He said literally he was going to do GTA in a YouTube video. I'm doing GTA in real life. And then they caught him on the phone because he used a jail phone, which is monitored. The idiot didn't know that. And he said, I'm going to make $100,000 off this video. And YouTube pulled the video down for violation of their terms of service. Hey, you ain't making a penny on it, dude. And he's looking at, I think it was 100 years, right? Or something like that.